right, and welcome to a brand new show, I guess you could say, on this channel. Our goal for this show is to do this every Monday. We just open up the camera and we talk. And what we're doing is we're talking about professional wrestling.
We love professional wrestling.
We absolutely do. And we're going to call this show The Squared Circle. This is episode 1. It's a very unique episode, even though this is episode 1, because something happened just the other night. Now, we are recording this midweek, and yesterday we went and saw Monday Night Raw.
Bought this shirt
in Cleveland. Yeah, he bought the shirt.
Cody
Me,
Rhodes.
him, and Brady. We all went.
Me and him bought matching shirts.
Yeah,
same Cody shirt.
They both bought the Cody shirt. And so this week we're releasing this a little later than a Monday, as you know, it's Thursday. But we recorded that. We documented our experience on Monday. They would not let us record.
Yeah, so we only got
inside,
pictures.
which is we've been to a lot of wrestling events. I've never seen it before.
No,
like I understand you might not want to. You know how you bring this big video camera,
and they don't want
special
you.
camera.
They don't want you recording the whole show.
Yeah, and I get
Put
that.
on YouTube.
But there was multiple signs, announcements. You cannot record if you recorded with your cell phone, and there was people who they were recording with their cell phone. That they could take your phone away, or that you could be kicked out. We had great seats. We had free seats. We didn't pay nothing. We had a friend that gave us some tickets. We don't want to mess that up. So
Pretty good seats too.
we recorded
almost on the floor.
before, a little after. We have lots of photos. We're going to talk over those. We're going to do that. That's going to be inside of this Squared Circle episode.
At the end? Or?
Yeah, at the end.
All right.
So right now we're going to talk. What the Squared Circle is we are just talking about everything pretty much wrestling the last week and everything that's kind of going on now.
Yeah, some different topics of interest right now.
That's right.
In the world of professional wrestling.
Like if we do Monday, we'll kind of just go over the last week, and then we'll maybe preview what's going on this week. I know this is Thursday, so it's kind of a little bit different. Okay?
Oh yeah.
We don't have bullet points. We might eventually, but this week we're just gonna kind of open up and talk about what we think is going on in professional wrestling. Starting with
The biggest. I think we're thinking the same thing.
you, go ahead, because let's just see if we are on the same page.
The biggest conversation piece right now in all of the professional wrestling world, and that is not only the retirement of Vince McMahon, but even more the new head of creative, which we have seen before as head of creative
Yeah.
in NXT, but now over the entire much larger, much more in a much more grander of a scale in WWE.
Yeah, it's the Triple H era is what everybody's calling it. You know, we had back in the old days the McMahon-Hensley era, which was, it was all storyline. But this is real, and well, we hope so. We think so. And Triple H is running the show. Last week's Raw was kind of his first real episode.
And it was good.
And then this past week, we were there, like we mentioned. It was a good episode as well.
Yeah, those 2 weeks, I don't know which one was better, but probably they were the 2 best Raws I've seen this whole year. Because Raw has been hard to watch. It's still 3 hours, so it's hard to watch 3 hours when it's not a pay-per-view.
But the optimism is there.
Oh yeah, and it's still great. It's great.
The optimism has not been, when I was younger, a teenager, the Attitude Era, and I'm not promoting everything that happened in the Attitude Era. It was an exciting time to watch wrestling. Unpredictability.
Good wrestlers.
Storylines.
Good characters.
Like I said, everything, especially as an adult now with kids, I don't agree with a lot of it. But it was still an exciting time for wrestling.
Oh yeah.
And then into the 2000s, it was pretty good. But the last 5-6 years have been really hard to watch. The
Really
3 hours makes it hard. Storylines have been bad. All the NXT wrestlers that we loved and rooted
They
for,
did nothing with them. Even though
majority were squashed.
the first of them, like Seth Rollins
Yeah.
and Kevin Owens a little bit.
Yeah.
Finn Balor a little bit.
Some of them have survived. Kevin Owens is a good example, but he's
still been
not
more-
thrived like he could have.
No, not like Seth Rollins had.
No, not like Seth Rollins has. Roman Reigns was in there.
Charlotte Flair.
Beginning, Charlotte Flair.
They do great with the women's wrestling.
The women are totally different.
Oh yeah.
But how many wrestlers have? And like Riddle's a good example of a guy that he's still younger, but they haven't squashed. But pretty much everybody else they have. They've either changed their name, changed their gimmick, just destroyed them, and hopefully those days
Sami Zayn
are over. Zayn was awesome at NXT.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
He
was good at the start.
Yeah, they tried at the beginning, and then so we're very excited about the Triple H era. We've seen Karrion Kross back.
Oh yeah.
We just, even though it was just funny because we were at Raw this past week.
We didn't see it.
We didn't see Dexter Lumis. He was in the crowd. We saw some commotion going on, but we weren't watching on television, so we didn't know.
And we couldn't see over the people's heads.
Yeah.
But he was there.
Yeah, and so that's cool. I like Lumis.
I think
some of the girls have been coming back.
Of all the wrestling events that we've been to, we had seen either a debut at the event or a return, and some of them a final match. This event had a debut because I believe Dexter Lumis has never been on the main roster before.
No, I don't think so. Yeah,
So
Dexter Lumis come back. We saw Danhausen back in January
make his debut in Cody's last match.
Cody's last match.
Roosh debuted.
Roosh debuted
At
when we were in
Double or Nothing.
Vegas. Yeah. We also saw MJF's last match. I'm sure he's going to wrestle again, probably in AEW soon.
We'll say that.
Currently, right now, we saw his last match. We saw the last pay-per-view match, last televised match of Dean Ambrose in WWE. We were at the Fastlane pay-per-view a few years ago.
And the return of Roman Reigns in the ring.
That's right. Yeah, after he come back from being sick.
Tommaso
Anyway,
Ciampa's return.
yeah, Ciampa.
NXT.
Yeah, we've been to NXT, a couple Raws, Fastlane, a Double or Nothing, and Dynamite Rampage. We haven't been to SmackDown yet. That's on the list.
And we've only paid more than $10 each for 2 of those events.
Yeah, we were able to
Pretty
get free
crazy.
tickets 3 times for WWE, paid $10 for NXT, and then we did pay for the both AEW events. Now, so exciting times. Honestly, the last 7-8 years, it went from hey, Raw's on, let's go watch Raw. They went to Raw's too long, or I don't know about Raw. I'll read the spoilers. I'll find out what happens afterwards. To I could care less. I haven't watched it in 3 weeks.
No.
Now it's hey, let's see what's going to happen. Let's see the unpredictability. It's starting to get that way. Everything can't change overnight. We get that. But optimism. I'm excited for the future of WWE.
And during the time where the big rumor in February, March, into April, the rumor was Cody Rhodes is coming to WWE, and we was like, it's crazy.
It's possible.
It's like Scott Hall when he debuted, even though nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
But it's it's that big of a wrestler, that big of a it'd be that big of him
Shock.
coming there.
Yeah.
Maybe even bigger because Cody Rhodes was the one who's one of the
Helped start
founding
AEW.
members,
Yeah.
executive vice presidents of AEW. But we saw his final match. He wasn't on TV. The rumor was he was going to be there. They kept kind of teasing it a little bit on WWE.
Yeah.
You could hear the crowd chanting, and they weren't muting it out. And then they announced Seth Rollins is going to have a mystery opponent. And we watched Raw every week, the whole way through. During the Vince McMahon time, we were like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And that was it kind of left us on the edge of our seats.
Sure did.
But still, the wrestling matches, the storylines going on, were not good. It was just the hope that Cody Rhodes could be there. Now that Triple H has taken over, the matches are getting better.
Yeah.
We've seen longer matches instead of just a 3-minute thrown together match.
And they're not even enhancement matches. It's
No.
not like these Omos fought a couple jobbers the other night and squashed them. I get why they're doing that. But the last few months or year, it's been 2 regular good guys, and then the match is quick. So they've been putting good wrestlers, some like Dolph and Gable and Miz and AJ and then Rollins and Dawkins.
I was about to say Styles.
But the week before that, they had the six-man challenge match or whatever.
Yeah, they had a tournament for the United States title. That's just
making the U.S. title mean something.
And it kind of doing it all in one night.
Yeah,
it's 3 matches of one tournament. It kind of just it helped fills up that.
That's right.
And they were good long matches. And the United States title match with Ciampa and Lashley was a long match. It was good.
All right, so it's very, very exciting. Here's what we're going to do, Ethan. I told you we have no plan to this. We're going to talk 3 points, and I've got them in my head. The first one was the new era. We've just kind of laying that out, how we're excited about the things to come. Here's the question I got. We've seen Loomis come back. We saw Karrion Kross and Dakota Kai. Who's somebody that maybe was either fired or released that's eligible to come back? Now, we can't see, like, Miro come back yet, or Andrade, or Keith Lee, because they're under contract with AEW.
Who knows?
But who's somebody that you would like to see, or something? Two things. Who would you like to see come back, and what change would you like to see, big or small, over the course of the next couple months in WWE?
Well,
that's your second point for the day.
Well, for the wrestlers, I'd like to see Gargano.
Yeah,
Gargano's not under contract.
He's coming
anywhere. He's got to be there. He's already pretty much said he's coming back.
That's right.
Pretty soon. I would like to see some NXT guys that have been there for a while, like Santos Escobar has been talked about. Maybe Cameron Grimes.
Yeah,
just some of those people. They're kind of ushering in like a new era of wrestlers.
That's right.
So then Ciampa kind of faded out to the.
Is it time for Braun to move up yet? Breaker.
I don't care for him.
He's growing on me. I hated the Braun Breaker name, and I still hate it.
And I don't like that they push him so fast. Like Theory, he's better than Theory.
Yeah,
because Theory, I don't like Theory at all. I don't like his character, his gimmick, his push.
I think that's over.
I just don't like him. He's just annoying,
but
in a good way.
Is it? It could be time for Braun. Okay, so who's Gargano? And I agree with you on Gargano. He would be probably number one as people who are eligible.
I hope that would be great.
I would have to look at a list really of who've been. So many people have been fired. And
Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong. Well, Roderick Strong's still there. But
I can see him moving up. It's time. He's been there for so long.
Yeah, like I've heard he wants out, probably to go with his buddies.
That's true.
But yeah, if Triple H is there, move him to the main roster. I like the idea of Grimes. I really have to look at both rosters. I also have to look at and I automatically think of Braun Strowman. And now that I was really upset when he got released. I'm like, what? Braun Strowman's so good. And then, but now it's like, well, we can live without him. Fiend. I mean, the Fiend would be great.
Bray Wyatt. I'd like to see him come back.
We've been talking about him debuting AEW for like 9 months. And ever since and that hasn't happened. So you'd think if he really wanted to go there and they really wanted him, he would be there by now. Mm-hmm. So I see him going back. And I see
Sasha Banks and Naomi.
They're coming back. That's from I hear. They're
released. Yeah.
So it's very, very exciting. And what's another change? So it's just like a small change, big change, something you want to see. We talked about people coming back. Something else you'd like to see Triple H change?
I want to see NXT wrestlers or younger talent pushed more.
Okay.
And I want to see less of Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar all the time. They've had their time.
Yeah.
You still keep them on TV, put them in big matches, but let them share the spotlight and maybe give more to the spotlight to the new generation, because there's got to be they gotta bring in the new people.
I like they're kind of dropping the WWE universe. I know that's still there some. Some of the words people always say, you always hear about that Vince didn't want to say. They're saying those like wrestling. How shocking that was a word that you're not supposed to say. And that's the world of wrestling entertainment.
Crazy.
That stuff hopefully is what's going away.
Why? Like why? Even if he likes sports entertainment name better, even if he likes the WWE Universe better, even if he prefers those titles, why ban them?
Still wrestling.
Ban them? Why ban any? Why do you have to ban any words that aren't like inappropriate or anything?
I would love him to see new titles. The Intercontinental title back to what it needs to be.
The old look.
I hate the U.S. title look. It's horrible.
And the Intercontinental.
Go to the WCW.
They need to change every belt.
U.S. title.
Pretty much.
Oh, would you love to see the winged eagle come back? And I know everything old can't come back. I get that.
Yeah.
But those are some of the things I like to see change. Just a few little things.
Yeah.
And less of Austin Theory, less of Baron Corbin.
Oh gosh.
Hopefully those days are behind us. Let's go on to the third point, because we still have to we have to show the footage from Raw. Here's one thing. We've talked a lot about WWE. We'll let that rest because we got more coming with Raw. Moving on to AEW, which has been our show the last couple years.
Oh yeah.
Especially when WWE's down and it's been Vincerated the last couple years.
And
just unwatchable.
And for all those years, for NXT was our show. Like there really wasn't a time where WWE was like
the number one show that we wanted to watch.
Well, yeah, but there's never really a time where it was so bad like it is now, or it has been. There really hasn't been a time like that where there wasn't some sort of alternative.
That's right.
And people were like, AEW is like this alternative to WWE, which it was. But NXT was an alternative, a much better alternative, but inside of the WWE company. But it was just so much better, and it's been there for all those years, and it was so great. Then AEW showed up. It was catching people's attention. It was new. It was cool, and they had a war on Wednesday night. Everybody wanted to see what AEW was going to do, and AEW won the war pretty much every week.
That's right.
And then they just canceled, having NXT on the same night,
and Vincerated that.
And Vince just he just went in, tried to make it better, but really he made it worse.
The cool thing is, though, you can say, well, how is there like this gem? We talked about how crappy WWE's been. How is there this gem in the middle that is NXT? This diamond in the rough. That's a good way to say it. This diamond in the rough. How can it be there inside of this company? We don't like what the company's doing, but why? 3 letters. H, H, H. And now we're going to see it happen. Mm-hmm. So AEW, we've talked about how great it is. Like literally, we've sang its praises and how they can almost do nothing wrong, and they've done so many things right, from title looks to making wrestling the way they present wrestling and not being a joke.
It's probably almost
match quality,
almost even Attitude Era level of goodness in wrestling. Maybe not that much
in some ways, yes,
but close.
Yeah,
it's close.
Wrestling in-ring quality. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, probably the best there's
ever. But we talked about there's things like Quick by the Lake was a dumb name. The Battle of the Belts are pointless shows. They're like a main event.
And so is Rampage.
And Rampage now is almost like, how many times can you watch Lee Moriarty and Matt Sydal fight 1,000 different ways?
Dante Martin.
These guys should be on Dark. This is not like these Rampage is not really worth watching.
No.
Even though it's taped, it doesn't matter. They're just not good quality for the most part.
And why don't they put big matches on it? Is it because it's not live? They want the biggest matches to be... They don't want to give away any spoilers for the big matches because it's not live?
I felt like when it started, it was like, well, Dynamite's still here, and Rampage is just right behind it, or almost with it. And now there's a huge gap between the two. So the question I got, and our third point for today is AEW in like a slump?
I think they're in a little bit of a slump right now.
I feel like since Double or Nothing, which we were at in Vegas, it's kind of a downhill. MJ, I know they've had injuries. They've had a lot of injuries. Brian missed a lot of time. Cole was out for a lot of the summer. Omega's been out for 9 months. Now, you're saying, well, he just come back last night. He might have. We recorded this before Dynamite. We watched Dynamite. So if he did debut at Dynamite last night, then we didn't see it. Mm-hmm. Or Quake of the Lake, or whatever they want to call it, Quake by the Lake. But, so they've had some injuries.
Uh-huh.
But, they've just not been hitting on all cylinders this summer. Are they officially in a slump? Have they run out of WWE guys to debut?
I feel like there hasn't been as much like unpredictability. There hasn't been as much big jumps and big things happening. Really, there hasn't been that much of it.
Creatively, it's not like WWE had been. It's still the best.
Oh yeah, still better.
If I can only watch one show right now, it's still AEW. There's no question.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I've heard rumors that like Tony Khan's maybe putting a creative team together. I don't know. Maybe that's good. I don't know. He's done good. Mm-hmm. I know he can't do everything. It's going to be interesting to see. This is an exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
Oh yeah.
Because we've been excited about AEW for a long time. And we're still excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
NXT, the 2.0, it needs to drop the 2.0 thing right away.
Why?
Go back to Black and Gold, probably. I know that probably can't all be done overnight.
They can't do it all overnight.
It's not the worst.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, that's true. Some of it's kind of growing on me in some ways. And then the excitement of WWE, which literally came out of nowhere. Like, 2 months ago, I'm like, I was not, I always kind of thought, like, one day we're probably going to, turn on the computer or your phone, and you're going to see that, there's been a transition just because of a passing of a legend, and I don't want that to happen.
Oh no. We just want him to
retire.
Just
And-
have a peaceful retirement.
Yeah, and I hope he's getting that. I hope he gets
has a
long,
good
many
retirement.
long years of
And
retirement.
it's not like we just hate Vince McMahon.
No.
Like we said before, he's done a lot for wrestling.
Yeah. Appreciative.
Created the greatest era of wrestling there ever was.
Yeah.
Made some very
Greatest
great
wrestling company,
storylines.
changed everything.
Created great wrestlers. Created Hulk Hogan pretty
Yeah.
much. Kind of like brought the character to its prominence.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, all of them were because of Vince McMahon's ideas.
Yeah. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of quality entertainment.
Oh yeah.
We appreciate all those
on
things.
Peacock.
But we said for a while, it's time to transition, and we're excited that it's here. However we got there,
Yeah.
we're here. We got the best of both worlds because, Vince is still around as far as, he's still here on the planet. But, the question is he going to come back? I got a feeling, it's just wrestling. Nobody retires. But now, we're going to transition
shows up a little bit.
onto our last thing. We have got footage from Monday Night Raw. Like I said, we were not able to record inside. We probably could have been snuck into that, but we don't want to do that. So we have got footage beforehand, some photos while we're there, and just a little talk afterwards. We'll let that wrap up this episode 1, Ethan, of the Squared Circle. We're excited about it. We'll be back next week, Lord willing, with another episode.
Yep.
Talk about what's going on in wrestling this week.
One more, just one more thing.
Okay, go Columbo.
We forgot to mention this Friday on SmackDown. A match has already been announced.
Oh yeah.
Another NXT wrestler being maybe he's going to start getting a better push. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Versus another NXT wrestler who could get a more proper push.
Walter
or Gunther, or whatever you want to call him.
I guess
This
you're
week
both.
for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah. So that's exciting. That's still to come. Raw's going to be good this week coming up. Hopefully, we don't know. I don't know anything about it yet.
No.
And then,
Could SmackDown? Has Raw? Now here's the question: has Raw and SmackDown been better this last week than Rampage?
No. Oh, but the Rampage, yes. The
Not
Dynamite, no, they're not there yet. All right, thanks for watching. And right now, let's go ahead and go to that footage from us and Brady at Monday Night Raw.
Don't.
Oh yes,
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Yeah, right. I can't talk to Triple H this week on Raw.
Well, we are in Cleveland, Ohio.
That's right.
Wearing the sort of appropriate t-shirt. It is
I
AEW.
am. I got a WWE shirt
It
on.
is AEW shirt, but kind of appropriate because we're headed to a wrestling event once again in 2022 in Cleveland, Ohio, at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse for Monday Night Raw.
That's right. And the cool thing is we have a buddy that we go to church with. They got free tickets and gave us 3. So we're not paying anything. And unfortunately, he was coming with his grandson, and they get sick. And so, yeah,
But we get to come still.
yeah, we're gonna be here.
That's on the positive side.
And it is a new era for wrestling.
Oh yes. And the United States Championship is on the line tonight. Could there be a new championship?
Should be. He's got the belt. Wearing AEW shirts at WWE event.
With titles of WWE.
Let's have fun.
All right.
So here we are in the arena. We had great seats, not on the floor, but literally one row up. So we're in the first section, row 1. Best seats that we really have ever had, other than our NXT back at Full Sail in Florida a few years ago. There we are in the. We got there early. Doors open. It's supposed to be at 6. Really, it was like 6:15. We were there in our seats in plenty of time. The event starting here, and remember, you cannot record. Now, they say you're not supposed to record, and tons of signs up. We didn't want to. We wanted to do what we're supposed to do, so we didn't record. There's a Street Profits there, and shot of the lighting above the ring, and so we just took pictures and kind of enjoyed the night. We ate before we come. We didn't eat anything. A Coke, a pop, was $7.25. We didn't buy any. And so it's just a great crowd, a great family crowd, a lot of families there. You see Kevin Owens and Ezekiel. And once in a while, everybody would stand. We'd have to stand just to be able to see there. But they had screens above us, and for the most part, most people were seated the entire time. There's the Judgment Day coming out, Finn Balor, Damian Priest. And it was just really cool to get to see a lot of athletes, a lot of WWE wrestlers up close. And in a few minutes, you're going to see, we actually got to see some wrestlers very up close coming up in a few minutes. There's Ciampa. We really like Ciampa. I'm glad Triple H is pushing him. And if you see, here's the aisleway. Kind of wrestlers come out from the back sometimes. And here comes The Miz. He's running because he's being chased by AJ Styles. They're really close, right in front of us. There's Ethan with his hand out. What a great shot. Here comes AJ as well. Of course, they meant all business, so no hand slapping here. There's AJ. Couldn't really be any closer until right here. I can touch AJ. He's chasing The Miz out during the U.S. title match. They go out through the back. A lot of times wrestlers, you'll see that if they come out through the crowd, this is where they come out at. AJ back in the ring. And, of course, he was in the main event against The Miz. We had just a good time. In the books. Raw. Yeah, another Raw, another wrestling event. And, of course, things are a little different. They very, very much frowned upon recording, right?
I bought a new Cody Rhodes t-shirt.
Yeah, he got one. And so did B-Man. There were people recording, but multiple people said that you can't, so we opted not to. So this is walk on up. So we opted not to, and I think it was probably a good decision.